What is up, everybody? It's Steve Taylor coming in hot. It is today's Thursday, the 5th of September. You guys, I don't know what to tell you. Is it technically hump day if you had Monday off? I don't know how that works when it's an even number of working days through the week. So I'm going to talk to you guys about kind of my excitement about fintech. And if you're not sure what fintech is, don't don't click away. It's like technology related to finance. And it could be boring, but it's really not when you look at the right apps. Let's look at some of the apps that I've used in my fintech journey. So I started, oh gosh, 5, 6, 7, I don't know, however many years ago with Mercury.com. Mercury is a really cool fintech bank for business. Um, they've got a lot of features for startups that have like oodles and oodles of cash, which I don't, and that's fine. They're a great bank for little companies too. But if you're a bigger company and you've got bunches of cash, they've got some cool features for you too. All that to say, Mercury was great for me because I was able to. I need an extra checking account. Just click a button, boom, it's done. I need an extra savings account, boom, done. I need to give my wife a debit card because I need her to go pick up some supplies and I'm too busy to go do it. So she's going to run up to, I don't know, Best Buy or wherever, and she's going to pick it up. You can create a physical or a virtual debit card and you can assign it to whoever. So Mercury was great. And then personally, I started using Cube a couple years ago. Cube is awesome. If you're actually interested in checking out Cube, let me know. I've got a referral code. I think I'll give you like a free month. I don't know. It doesn't do much for me. It's more I want to give you a free month if you're actually interested in checking it out. But what Cube is if you have ever looked at like the envelope budgeting system, Cube is that as a bank. So let's say you've got your bills, you got your mortgage, you got your water, electric, gas, internet, cell phone, the list goes on, right? You create a cube inside your cube account. It gets really confusing because they use cube too many times, but you create a cube for each bill. So you've got your mortgage cube, you've got your water cube, gas, electric, so on and so forth. Each cube has its own uh, account number and routing number and debit card number. They don't send you physical debit cards; they just give you the numbers on the website. And the reason that this is great is because everything goes like every time you get deposits, direct deposit from your job or whatever, right? It all goes into like this big unallocated slush fund, and then with the Cube website, I log in, I go to planning, and I plan out my budget for the month and the next couple of months. And I say, here's all the income I'm expecting. Here are all of my expenses. Here are the dates that they're due. You figure it out. And it will, based on the dates I get paid and the dates that things are due, it will automatically put the money into the accounts as needed. And what do they say? Bob's your uncle. It's awesome. So yeah, there's that. And then I even have some fintech for my kids. I signed up with a tool called Greenlight, and with Greenlight, it's got a parent's wallet. So I've got my wallet that I put some money into, and then for the kids, they've got their own wallet. They get their own physical debit card. And then with their wallet, it's also got the ability for me to add chores. So they got chores in Greenlight. And I pay my kids an allowance based on the chores. So let's say my kids have 15 chores to do from Monday through Sunday. Uh, and let's say they only do 10 of them, and I'm going to give my kids $10 a week. Well, they're only going to get, what is it, $6.67 because they only did 2/3 of their chores. So that's green light, and it's awesome in my opinion because uh, I'm able to set it up so that way like 10% of their allowance goes to giving, and it just sits in a giving account, and they'll give it somewhere later, donate it to church or to a good cause somewhere or something, right? And then I can have another 10% go into savings, another 10% go into investing. The investing's cool because the kids can actually, pick stock to invest in. So, I've got my kids all have stock in like Apple, Nvidia, ARM, and VOO, which is the S&P 500 that I like to use. Um, so yeah, my kids all have stock in that, and like my son did so well with his Nvidia and ARM stock that he like cashed out a bunch of it, and he bought himself a new OLED Nintendo Switch. And I was okay with that because he's 12 and he doesn't really have responsibilities. So why not let the kid spend 400 or 500 bucks on himself? Um, so all that to say, fintech has been like a really big part of my life for years, and I'm really excited to be part of alternative payments. I think what we're building here is awesome. I think what we're doing is better than the competition for so many reasons. And I'll be honest, since I'm new, this is my first week, I probably cannot articulate those reasons very well yet, but I literally read the entire manual. I read all the documentation on our platform, and then today I'm working like in a sandbox environment, playing with it. Yesterday I was playing with it. Um, there's just so much you can do with alternative payments. Obviously, it can link up to your accounting software, but it can also link up to your PSA. So, Halo and ConnectWise, Autotask, it'll link up there, and it can pull invoice data right into alternative payments. And then it can sync if the invoice was paid over to your accounting software. And if they pay with a credit card, it'll even sync like the fees, and it'll properly, I don't know the right word for it, I'm sorry guys, I'm butchering this, but when you have to say, oh yeah, I collected $100 and $3 went to the credit card company for fees, and there was this processing charge and all that, it'll do all that for you in QuickBooks, so that way everything is accounted for. And it makes your job as an MSP a lot easier. But then there's a couple other things that we have that, I know there's other companies out there that are starting to add this stuff. One of the things that we have is, I'm going to call it buy now, pay later. It's the ability for you to offer customers the ability to spread out a big purchase. So let's say you've got a client that needs to buy a new server. What's that cost these days with the labor? 10 grand? I don't know. Um, but let's say you've got a client that needs to spend $20,000. Um, we have the ability to offer them, like, up to 5 monthly payments to spread that out. So if somebody needs to spend 10 grand on a new server, now instead of giving you 10,000 up front and then them sweating, hoping they generate enough revenue to replace that in the next 30 days, they can pay 2,000 a month for 5 months. You, I think, get the full 10,000 up front. Someone will correct me if that's wrong. Um, you might pay a fee. I don't know how that works, but it's all streamlined. Like, it's awesome. And then another feature we have that's really cool is we've got the ability to do collections assist. So let's say you've got a client that they just stopped paying you. And I get it, man. Like, especially 4 years ago when the pandemic was going strong, like there were companies going belly up, and they stopped paying like left and right. So it might not be happening as much these days, but this is one of those years, it's an election year. I don't care what way you're voting. We're not here to talk about that. But this is one of those years where uh, money is weird. because it's an election year. People just get real weird with their money, whether it's a business or a person. And yeah, it's a challenge that MSPs have never really figured out how to overcome, because collections is it sucks, man. It sucks when you've got somebody that owes you, a few $1,000s across a couple invoices, and they stopped replying, they stopped answering your calls, and you don't want to be that guy, so you don't bug them and hound them the way you're probably supposed to in order to get them to pay you. If that part of business doesn't appeal to you, the whole running collections and hounding your customers to get paid, well, alternative payments has collections assist, where you tell us what invoices you want help with, and we will go out and collect on those invoices. um, and it's probably a little more involved than that, but I think, as far as you, the MSP, are concerned, is you tell us, and then we work with the third party collections agency, and we just kind of handle it from there. So yeah, those are just a few of the features. There's like a bunch of data that we're able to kind of glean. Um, us being a fintech company, there's all kinds of analytical data, right? And I'm sure in the future I'm going to start sharing some of that data. But right now, I just want to kind of share what I'm excited about, and what I'm really excited about right now is being part of this team. So, if you have any comments, whether it's about fintech, your own experience in the fintech journey, or your own experience with a fintech product, or you just want to say something nice to me, or you want to ask a question about alternative payments or one of the other things I brought up, drop a note in the comments. Feel free to DM me. I appreciate all the people sending me notes, congratulating me on the new gig. I really do. Don't feel like you need to do that. That's not why I'm posting this. I'm looking for real comments with, meat and potatoes to the comments. Um, so yeah, drop a note, and I'll catch you tomorrow in the next video.